Oh, hey there. I was just reading my new copy of the Player's Handbook, given to me by the girl who can cry on command. And, well, the darndest thing happened. I was reading this, and then earlier I've been making some videos today, and I was reading up on this. And I'll be damned. You know what my problem is? The Bard and the Assassin. So, I love these classes. Absolutely adore these classes. They're amazing classes. The Bard, I love the idea of a performance check, and you can make your friends better, and you can do things with them. One of my favorite characters I've ever played, and I've been meaning to do a story time about, is Linway. The best Bard I could have ever played. She's downright amazing. And as far as assassins go, I love assassins. Using poisons, not so much the casting, but the sneak attack dice. The idea behind them. And I really like the idea of a bardic assassin. Ooh, I love that idea too. But problem. I hate this, and this is something that was brought to my attention from an Anderwood video. Everybody's main man, Anderwood. I don't have a problem with the classes like he does, but there's a problem with the labeling. You see, an assassin is someone who kills for money. That could also apply to a mercenary, but there's a certain understanding of, I'm going to use some stealth behind this, which makes a rogue, and sometimes a bard, ideal for these jobs. The problem is, though, when someone thinks of assassin or bard, those terms are used in the same way you would use the term spy. Not really a job description, but more of a, not a class description, but more of a job description. Not what you are, but what you do. So, you could be a bardic fighter, a bardic wizard, a barbarian assassin. That's where you sneak in and you bludgeon them to death. Or, a cleric assassin. So, I do have a problem with this, but I want to emphasize, I don't have a problem with the classes. The classes are solid. I love the classes. Except for the assassin's ability to cast spells when it doesn't necessarily have any background in spells to start with. Like if you had been a rogue and now you're doing that, now it's like, okay, now you get spells. Doesn't really make sense. If you're doing it from the bard perspective, a little bit more. But, spells aside. Two solid classes. Classes I love. I love playing the bard. I love being the smartass in the room who was always quick with a joke and to fill up your cup. Okay, maybe I'll stop quoting Billy Idol now. But if you would, put some bread in my jar and like this video. But I know I said Billy Idol, not Billy Joel, so let's move on from that too. The problem here is anybody can be a bard. Just like anybody can be a spy or can be an assassin. So to make these classes, in the class or prestige class, there's a problem with this, because from a storytelling perspective, and from a class perspective, it's really hard to tell somebody, well, there was an assassin here last night. Because your players are already going to start assuming, oh shit, we're going against assassin. And if they've been playing the game for any amount of time, they know, oh shit, assassin can do this, can do that. They're sizing up an assassin in their head, the class. They're not thinking about someone who just did what they do. They snuck in the room and... That's what an assassin does. Gets in, gets out, someone's dead. They're not casting spells. They're not intently watching you and then, slitting your throat in combat. No, that's not how an assassin works. They can be subtle. They can do it with your knowledge or without your knowledge. You can assassinate somebody and not be an assassin, as far as the class. So, do I have a solution? God, no. No. You didn't come here to listen to my, let's fix the problem. You came here to hear what the problem was. So, in short, my problem is the labeling. They should have done something a little bit better. Chosen a better term. You know, even with the bard, if you call it a jester of some sort, you know, the arcane jester, or you know, they're just jester. There might have been a little bit more acceptance of that as the bard. But when you say bard, it really does create the idea in your head that someone who tells stories, someone who might be musically inclined, which, why can't my fighter do that? You know, my fighter can tell stories. There's no particular set of skills involved in doing that. You just have to keep an audience captive. So that's the problem I have here. Anybody can be a bard, anybody can be an assassin. The fact that these are used as class terms really hinders the story sometimes, because again, what do you call the fighter who gets up 2 nights a week and tells the story of his epic adventure, if not the bard? What do you call the cleric who snuck into, you know, the party, came under false pretenses, and during the party, you know, slipped out, you know, took its full plate off, went upstairs, killed someone, came back downstairs, put the full plate back on, and like left? That person just assassinated somebody. But they're not an assassin. No, they're the cleric. Because the cleric, even though it committed an assassination, is not an assassin. And even though the fighter is smoking cigars, telling stories of days gone past, he's not a bard. He's just a guy telling a story. Kind of a problem there. I wish there was a solution that everybody could be happy and agree with, but there really isn't. Because as soon as you try to change this, there's going to be, oh, the bard was fine just the way it is. Oh, the assassin was just fine the way it is. I'm not going to deal with those people this time. This isn't an issue that I'm fully committed to, and I want to see change. It's just, it's a thumbnail on the floor. A little painful, doesn't ruin your day, doesn't bother you too much. It's a small step in the road, but you get over it. But, yeah, really wish you had done something better. So, tell me what you guys think. Do you have love or hatred for the bard, both in the class and in the title? As always, I enjoy your comments, both in the YouTube RPG Brigade and on my channel. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I love you guys. Show me a little love back. And have a great day.